Arnold, and this is a quick demo of Creative Editor. So, Creative Editor is a creative writing workspace built around how your brain writes. So, most tools that assist in creative writing, such as Google Docs, Lex, etc., they're a bit generic. They just add AI on top of a rich text editor and they call it a product. But I had to dig deeper because I personally myself faced this issue. I had to dig deeper into creative psychology and the science of writing, pretty much. And then I came up with an interesting tool and I called it Creative Editor. It's built around the idea of flow, as in you are 100% in control of what you write and what you produce, and AI only comes in to help you. Let me show you what I mean. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign in using my Google account. Give it 1 second. Great. So after you sign in, you are redirected to your dashboard, right? This is where you'll be able to access all the different ratings or masterpieces that you have come up with. So when you create a new writing, so each writing is considered as a document, right? So you pick like the category of what you want to write. Is journal writing, a poem, an article, is an essay journal, is a screen script, and the whole purpose of this is that every piece of writing has its own unique formatting, and also picking a category will help you when you get AI reviews. Because after you write, we give you like point by point reviews into what you have written. So go ahead and probably pick like general writing. So let me just go to like the document I've created for the purpose of this demo. So this is a typical document. Notice that it's like any other writing tool, right? Like format is preserved, highlighting is there, every single thing, bolding, etc. Now, when you come here, the first entry point is, of course, picking a category of what you want to write. And then you can just go ahead and start writing. If you don't have any idea into how you want to start, probably you can go here. So we have built around different writing modes, right? We have a blank page where you don't know where to start, the messy middle where you have some fragments but don't know where how you're gonna organize them. You have flow where you have like the full ideas and you want minimal distractions, and the editing grind where after you have written you want to edit. So there's this thing called writer's block where you're pretty much just trying to write something but also trying to edit it, and then you end up in the trap of perfectionism where you actually make no progress. So here we have separated creating or writing the actual document or the actual piece of art, if you can call it like that, from editing. So yeah, and then here I'm just in blank page pretty much. And so why the mood matters? When you change the mood, the whole layout of the platform changes, right? For example, let's say I'm in flow. You see that when I'm in flow, the header which was here, it disappears. So that now I have full view into what I want to write and I need more focus. If I want to bring it back, I could just bring it back again. And then let's just go back to blank page. So, say you want to write a story, right? You can give it voices, and these voices are pretty much just characters, right? Like the different characters. For example, I've created Elena, and then like when you pick a voice, we pretty much take your story and then we portray it in this character's voice, right? These are people who pretty much write a lot of stories or like piece of arts or writings that have like different characters. So in order to have like a homogeneous way that your story portrays, you can just pick like you can just create different characters and then try to see how the story sounds from their point of views. And then let's just collapse this. Another interesting thing is tools. So say so there's brainstorm in case you want to just jot down a bit of ideas so that you can put them into like a single writing piece. You have plot canvas in case you want to connect different story elements visually. You have storyline in case you want to like create like a whole storyline of your story, and then dictate in case you just want to use voice for writing. And So each tool here kind of dictates what you do next. It kind of dictates different actions that you will take, right? And in case you have like no idea where to start, I suggest you start with brainstorm. For example, just select brainstorm. So here we just have like a central idea, right? And you can rename this idea, by the way. And then you have branching ideas that you can just connect to, right? And then here you can watch your story as it comes to life, right? And then after you have a pretty much like an organized way of how you want to portray this, you can just go ahead and start writing, right? So this is to pretty much bring all of these different tools into a single platform where you can access them without having to switch tabs or go and use other tools as well. So now let's focus on the text. So this, we call this the canvas, right? This is the writing canvas because this is where your ideas come to life. So say you want to select a piece of text. Here you can view AI in case of like, you want to improve its writing, you want to improve the grammar, etc. You can just select, go ahead and just do it. This pretty much is done by some other existing tools such as Grammarly in case you have like a Grammarly extension in Google Docs. So here you can just go ahead and do that. You can also change the different styling of the text if it's a heading or not. You can bolden it or not. You can go ahead and make it italics. You can underline it, etc. Now, another interesting thing that we have is say you have written down something, but you're not very sure of like the authenticity of the fact or the statement that you have written. So instead of switching tabs and going to Google search and end up doom scrolling, you can just go ahead and let's select like this piece of text and do some research on it. So we have built-in research, and then just give it a second. And here you can see that the research returns with like the explanations. And because here I used dummy text, I mean, you can imagine using any other statement here. With links, of course, that you can just click. So you have information at your disposal without having to switch the tabs. Like after you're done writing, of course, we support different paginations. Like you can add a new page. You can just go ahead and add page. You can rename your document. You can archive it or delete it. And another interesting thing, here we have a word count, right, as an existing tool in most popular writing tools. But another interesting thing that we have incorporated into this word count is that when you click on it, it shows you character count. So this goes to like people who, for example, I've done communication in the past, and sometimes you asked to respond in terms of character count and sometimes in terms of word count, and you might end up having like a huge essay, probably copy paste it to ChatGPT and tell it to reduce the word count or the character count, and then you end up in that vicious cycle. So here you can just literally come here and then you can view character count or word count by just clicking. Now, let's talk about writing sessions, right? So here you can create a single writer. Let me first close this bit. Yeah. So you can think of like a writing session, like a single flow focused session where you're just focused on writing, no distractions. You like right now, I had created the session previously for this document. Showing me the notes from last section. So this is another interesting thing. Say you are writing a story after like 2 hours, you're done, but you want to leave quick notes of how you want to continue next time. You can literally just write them in like after you close a session, you can set like notes for the following session. Now when you come back, you have an idea of what you're going to write in this session, and then you go ahead, you session what kind of writing mode that you're in, instruction to set aside. This is important now. So distractions are part of life. It's better to just give them their proper place instead of trying to fight with them. So here, let's set distractions aside. For example, you can just write social media, right? Or just check my Instagram or something, right? And edit here. And then you can take to either start with like a 5 minutes free write where you're just writing your ideas as they come in your mind, or you can just choose to leave it and go straight into writing. Now you can also write set the session when it should end. So after this session ends, you'll see on the header that you're supposed to now proceed with like if you're gonna check your Instagram or reply to someone's email, you can just go ahead to ruin your whole writing. So another thing, when you here you scroll in the middle, we have a writing assistant called Echo. You can just trigger Echo with Control E. So Echo can be used, of Echo like any other writing assistant, right? Echo lives in the background. He does not disrupt you. He only comes when you need him, right? Say I want to select a piece of text, probably want Echo to improve on. So this is pretty much like ChatGPT built into the tool. You can just go ahead and ask Echo about it, right? You can also use voice. If you want to close them, you can just close and go ahead and do your thing. This is the streak count. This shows, so we consider a streak as a successful session. So after you're done with a single session per day or multiple sessions per day, that's like a successful streak. So yeah, this is any other piece of writing. Now we can go ahead and check review. So here we incorporated AI into the review, where like your text is reviewed semantically, but also in terms of logic, how ideas fit in together and everything. And then you get like a color coded review of every single thing. Here you can check the reviews for like the sentences that are very hard to read, sentences taking a bit long, fillers or empty words to remove. And then when I scroll here, I can view like all the recommendations which have been color coded for me. So I can go ahead and improve them. I can just go back to the editor and just go ahead and improve them, right? In case I feel like I'm confident enough, I can just reanalyze, right? And then you can view the word count, the writing level in terms of complexity, and also the reading time. Now, this pretty much just gives you like full control in case you want to go ahead and start. Now, we'll also have like other interesting features here. You can go ahead and create something with AI by just chatting to it and asking questions, etc. Right? And again, this is also where Echo comes in. And you can just go ahead and ask questions about what you want to write. Echo can help you in producing your ideas, etc. Now, let's go back to different types or different categories of documents. So I picked, let me go to where I already have, which is skip here. So this is like a screenplay example, right? Say you want to write like a video script, like a demo script. You can just go ahead and write it literally, and they're gonna be different formats, of course. Let me go ahead and probably demonstrate it with something else. So we want to make this a poem. You can see that for poems, usually the text, the lines are a bit shorter and they're more towards the center. So you don't have to worry about formatting anymore. You can just pick a category and start writing, right? Yeah. So again, there are like other extra features. You can go to settings to set like all the different things that you want to do. And everyone, when you create like a new account, you get 20 free credits. So you can check how we do credit counts here, and how we count credits and what goes. You get to recharge or just purchase a monthly subscription. But for people who just prefer creative writing in like a less professional or less commercial way, you can just use creative editor, freely without any constraint. We don't block you. We don't give you like unpredicted warnings or something like that. You use the tool and you only pay for what you use. So yeah, this was a quick demo. You can go ahead, get started by going to creativeditor.cc, and then you can just go ahead and get started. Happy writing. Thank you.